Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my knitting podcast. My name is Kiriana and in these little videos I show you what I've been knitting on, what I've finished and what I might be casting on very soon. So welcome back. It's been a while. I think recorded last in somewhere in October. And then I was supposed to film a video for you from my trip to Barcelona Knits, which I went to with some very lovely people. And I had so many filming plans, I bought so much yarn, and it just never happened because right when I got back, I got COVID. Yes. I got COVID in Barcelona, probably at Barcelona Knits. A lot of people that attended got sick, I think. It was my first time having COVID. It was horrendous. It's definitely different than a normal flu or a cold or whatever they say. It was my first time and it was horrible. I was sick for definitely for 2 weeks, got home from work for 2 weeks and then I started working again. But my energy was awful for weeks on end. Finally went to see a doctor a few weeks back and got some antibiotics for some other stuff and finally feeling better. So I think this week has been the first week after Barcelona Knits that I've been feeling more like myself, energy-wise at least. So but I'm back and I have loads of stuff to show you because one thing is that you're sick, you're on the couch, you're not leaving the house and you had loads of knitting time. And like I said, I bought so much yarn at Barcelona Knits. I thought maybe I should show you, but I actually also cleaned out my whole yarn stash and everything is packed away very nicely and it finally fits. That was a problem for sure. I had to sit on my suitcase. I bought way too much yarn and I didn't know where to store it. So it's finally packed away. So I've decided not to show you all of it. But yeah, when I knit with it, I will, of course, tell you where I bought it. So yeah, I finished a lot. I finished a top, 2 cardigans, 2 pairs of socks. I finished a headband and a little shawl and 2 big shawls, but those were gifts for Christmas. So I don't have them here anymore to show you. But I will definitely be talking about them because I'm very happy about them. Yeah, so let's start with what I'm wearing. I am wearing my second Tonight top by Lilykade. It is knit in Kremke Edelweiss and I sized down for this one. The yarn it's sock yarn and it's pretty stiff, or how do you say that? It knit up pretty stiffly. So I didn't want to go down a needle size because I was afraid it would be too stiff. So I went for a size 2 and knitted in a slightly bigger gauge. I absolutely love these tops. I have another 20 plans for different colors, different versions of this top. I wear them I've worn my pink one loads, so much. And this one has been finished for approximately 3 weeks or something. And I wear it every chance I get. It's already been in the wash for 2 times and that says a lot. I know a lot of people don't like the high neck, but I adore it. It's so practical and the edging is so good. So I have the same yarn in a chocolate brown that I want to be knitting one in, and I want to have another one in knitting for olive silk, like a white one, and then with black edging. I think that's going to be very chic. So yeah, I think this will not be the last tonight top I'll be knitting this year, because I already have the chocolate brown yarn, and the white one definitely needs to be done this summer because I think it's going to be so good. Yeah, so that's my first finished object. It took me a while to knit. I knitted on like 3.25 millimeter needles. So yeah, it is, how do you say that? It takes a while to knit, but it's definitely worth it. So if you have not knit one, go knit one. You will not be disappointed. Yeah, so that is the first thing that I finished since our last episode. Another thing that I finished, I actually fast knitted for Barcelona Knits, and that is this Hopelessly Devoted cardigan, also by Lily Kate Makes. I knit this in, I have to say it correctly, Drops Melody. Is it Melody? Probably. Let me check. Yes, Drops Melody in color 1, the off-white, and I used 5 skeins, exactly 5 skeins. I have like a little bit left. Yeah, I knit this in like 5 days, I think. It's a pretty quick knit. It's knit on like 5 or 6 millimeter needles. I think the original pattern asked for a 7 even. But yeah, the original one is a little bit oversized, but when I wear this, it is pretty fitted. And I have these very, very lovely buttons that I bought in a little store here in Groningen. So yeah. And obviously I was not the only one who knitted this, so we were all matching in Barcelona, and we took the loveliest pictures. Like, look at it, it's so good. I've been wearing this loads as well, on skirts, on pants, on jeans. As it is a white cardigan, it goes with everything. And well, that's also why I went with white, because I need more basics. A black top, a white top, who am I becoming? As you've seen more of my episode, or you've been following me for a while, you know I'm obsessed with pink, and if I get the chance, I knit everything in pink, red, and like bright colors. Yeah, but it's not always as it's not easy to combine sometimes, especially as you saw, like I have also a lot of like different colors. Jackets, I have that one also in pink, so I needed some things that I can wear underneath that as well. Yeah, and it was cheap. Like I think this cardigan was like 30 euros. I don't even think it was 30 euros, 25 maybe. As the Melody was on sale, and well, it was only 5 skeins, so I mean, I do love my fancy yarn, but sometimes a cheap option is always a good option, isn't it? Yeah, so that is 2 Lily Kate Makes patterns, but I also knit different things. So, or shall we just, yeah, maybe I should show you another Lily Kate pattern. Yes, let's do that. What I also knit, I knit these in Barcelona, or at least one of them, are these lovely socks. Look how cute they are. Look at the little color work. These are the Sidestep socks, and they are knit top down with like a little color work band. This little ridge is like some sort of, how do you say that, braid that you knit. And yeah, the pattern came with like different color charts, and obviously this would also make a very good basic rib sock. I do love rib socks. I love wearing rib socks all the time. And she obviously has also, I'm so bad with names, the sun up socks, which are in a way similar, but they have like, they have the same short row heel adjusted. She has a special adjusted short row heel, and the sun up socks have cables on the back and here on the side, but these don't, and so they would also be absolutely lovely. Oh, different way. Just like this, as ribbed socks, which I definitely want to make because rib socks are my favorite. I knit this in 3 colors of Olivia and Oliver fibers. I think the yellow one is California Gold. Let me see. Yes, California Gold. And then I used 2 mini skeins. The green is Bali. And I think it was from her advent calendar of last year. Am I correct? Yes, I think last year. And the other one is Abraham Lake, which was also a mini from one of my advents I had from her. I think also from last year. Yes. They've been done for weeks and weeks and weeks, but I'm normally very good with weaving and ends, but I still haven't. I really need to, because, well, it would be sad not to wear them. I made them an extra, like a little bit longer, so that when I wear these above my longer hiking boots, this would peep out. Yes. Am I now officially done with Lily Kate patterns? I think so. Yes. So that's 3. But like I said, I also knit different things. I do not only knit Lily Kate, although I do love knitting her patterns, obviously. Well, I also knit another pair of socks, and that are these. Oh, let me see. These are the Mermaid Avenue socks by Summerlee Knits. And I knit these in a sock set that was gifted to me by the lovely Hannah, thank you, for my winter sock swap that I did. And the yarn is by a homespun house in their Christmas color, I think. It's called Keepsake, and it came with like a full skein of this gorgeous colorful yarn, and this little white, but it's not like, it's more grayish purpley, and it has very little dark purple speckles in them, but you barely see them. They occasionally pop up. Yeah, well, I've been wearing these, as you can see, and well, they've been washed a couple of times already, but yeah, they're so good. They're so good. I loved knitting these textures, mermaid, what do you call them? shells. No. I don't know what to call them. But anyway, normally I am a plain sock girl. If it is a pattern, cables, or whatever, I knit one sock and then second sock syndrome sets in and I do not get around to the second sock. It's happened to me a few times now and I've been trying to overcome it. So I'm actually happy that it happened with these. Yeah, I am on a sock knitting roll. I bought a lot of sock yarn in Barcelona, like plain colors, because a lot of socks that I have are variegated, and while that I love it, it sometimes is hard to combine them with very colorful or outfits with prints. Yeah, because it just is a little bit much. So I've been wanting to knit more one color or solid color socks like these. So I bought a lot of that in Barcelona and I got really inspired by the little flower towels that are all over Barcelona. So I actually made my own colorwork chart for it and I'm going to be knitting socks in the yarn that I bought there. Yeah, I just didn't get around to it because, well, I've been knitting these and a lot of other stuff. So, but I will knit those socks because there is nothing better than wearing your own hand knit socks. So yeah, let's see. What else did I knit? I knit, well, I think I showed you guys this already. This little headband. It is the Gale headband by Lindsay Fowler. I think I showed you this in the last episode and it was basically done, but I never sewed it up. It had been laying around my house for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I just did not look forward to unpicking the, it's not a tubular cast on, it's like, what is it called again? Anyway, that you like set up stitches and then you lose them and then pick up the live stitches again. I can't remember what it's called. I didn't look forward to it because it is a tube and then you have to like Kitchener stitch the tubes on both sides together in the round. Yeah, anyway, I did that just in time for the snow to arrive, and I think it turned out so cute. It's been so lovely wearing it to the park, walking Neo, and yeah, I think it's cute. This was knit in Axis by Lady Kate Makes in the color Meridian. I had this left over from my ripsteel vest that I knit in it, and yeah, I think it's very pretty color. It is like a combination of alpaca and merino. So it is a little bit fluffy, but it still has like, it's very circular thread with some fluff. I absolutely adore it. And I think I need more projects in this dark red color because I think it suits me very well. So yeah, I actually bought a sweater quantity in this color in Barcelona. It was one of those things that I really wanted to buy. And I found it last minute. It was very hard to find it. Apparently red is not in season right now. It's not like a very popular color, but I found it. Yay. Yeah, so I finally finished this. And to stay in color palette, I knit a Sophie scarf. And I know what you're going to be saying. And yes, it is a little bit against protocol. But I bought this yarn in Copenhagen in March last year when I went there with Lily. It is the Zelana Luxuria Air lace weight, and it is a very random a very random yarn combination. It is, let me see, it's cashmere with silk and possum, and I used one little skein of 25 grams, and I increased till I had half of the skein left, and then I decreased. So I think it is slightly shorter. I think I did like 4 rows and 4 rows on the end, so like 8 rows less than the pattern asked for the smallest Sophie scarf, because I did not want to run out of yarn. But look how cute it is, and I'm absolutely obsessed with red at the moment. I am out of my pink era. I think I am completely over to the red side. Look at it. Okay, now it looked like a babushka, but okay. Anyway, it's still very cute. Yeah, I'm not sure on what needle size I knit this. I think I knit it on the required one, which I think is a 3.5, and I held the yarn double. It's on a 3.5. Yes. Yeah, so I knitted on the required, double stranded, and it's only 1 skein, and it's so soft. I'm actually thinking I might need to order a little ball of the black one, because I've been wearing this so much with like different blazers and like different tops and basically with everything, but as it is red, it obviously doesn't go with everything, and it's also very cute in your hair. So I think I'm going to be needing a black one soon as well. Yeah, so this is actually not the only Sophie scarf I knit, or well, I also knit a Sophie shawl. I knit that for my brother's new girlfriend for Christmas. I just knit this one, and I was like, well, I was gonna knit my mom a scarf, shawl, not whatever you want to call it, for Christmas, and I knit that when I was absolutely horrendous with COVID. And then I was like, what am I going to be buying for my brother's new girlfriend? And I was like, well, this was quick and this is cute, and I think she will like this. So I was calling with my mom, and my mom was like, well, I think that is a great idea, knitting one of those for her. So I went to the yarn shop here to het Achterwerk, and I was just going to see if they had some cashmere as well, because, well, I'm not sure how sensitive she is, and I was like, it needs to be very soft. So I went there, calling with my mom, like, what shall I do, blah, blah, blah. And then my brother walks in, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna knit her a little scarf. And he's like, how little? Why can't you just knit her a big scarf? And I was like, well, but I think that's cute. And he's like, I don't think she will wear it. Fuck. So I'm in the shop, and I'm like, what do you like? And anyway, so I found this big ball of yarn. Like, it is one big ball, and it's like Raylana Ghana Shiva, that I think, yeah, that's what it's called. And it's like, it has different colors. It's just one ball with like different stripes of colors that go together. So I bought that, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a bigger shawl, but I will knit this very, very fast. I did not. It was a very close call. I had 2.5 weeks to finish it before Christmas, because that's how you do Christmas gift knitting, right? Yeah, it was a very close call. I finished it literally the morning of Christmas, but yeah, it finished, and she was very happy with it. She is not a knitter, but she does macrame, and I just saw her knitting these little macrame bags, like shoulder bags, and I said, oh my god, I need one, and she's like, I'm gonna make you one. So she's gonna make me one. So I'm very happy about that. So she's definitely knit worthy. She can really appreciate like all the time that goes into it. I unfortunately do not have a good picture, because I literally finished it the morning of Christmas. But yeah, I will insert a little picture of me in my PJs when it was not finished yet, so you can at least see what the colors were. So that was an adventure, and I'm very happy she liked it, because nothing worse than gift knitting someone you barely know and they don't appreciate it. So there's that. And then I, like I said, knit my mum a scarf. And I knit the coral reef shawl scarf by Lisa Hannes. And it is this gorgeous faux cable pattern that actually looks like coral. So I definitely understand like the name for it. She has like, I think four patterns with the same stitch pattern. She has socks, she has like this one, the scarf, and she has like a big one, like more like a wrap, which I also really like. And she has like a little small one, like the like this size, I think. I knit it in 4 days. I was obsessed with knitting it. I knit it in hemp sock by Wolverhaler, held with Himalaya Cloud 400, which is like an alpaca suri blend with yak, and it's really, 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 really good. I just knit to the half of the pattern with the yarn that I had. I didn't swatch. I might have needed to swatch, because I ended up not doing the last increase pattern in the middle, because I was running out of yarn. So I omitted the last increase part. It was searching a little bit, because like I said, it's like a faux cable pattern, so I had to figure out like, okay, but where do I have to start decreasing again then? But it worked out perfectly, and I'm so happy with it, and my mum absolutely loved it, and I think she's been wearing it as well, she told me. So yeah, that is actually a lot of gift knitting for me, and they're all scarves and shawls. I was never a shawl person, but last year I knit one for my mum, then like the tiny Sophie scarf, and then I knit one for Samantha, for my brother's girlfriend, and then I knit 3 other scarves, 2 tiny ones and a big version of Lily's newest design that is featured in the new Lana magazine, and I'm very happy because I can finally talk about it. I've been like absolutely obsessed knitting them, I don't have a picture of the big one I made, but I all gifted them. I was planning on just knitting like the small version. She did like the big version, and she needed someone to knit the small version, so I did that, and I really loved it. And I like knitting it. And I have this friend, and it was her birthday, and she has 2 little children, and I had enough yarn to make like 2 small versions in different color combinations, and then I had enough left for like a big one for her as well. So I kept knitting on it frantically. I knit them in like 2.5 weeks, like 3 of them. Absolutely bonkers, but it's really good. It's really good, and I'm happy that it's out, because yeah, I basically was just knitting on that for weeks and not sharing anything, and people were very curious what I was working on, but this is what I was working on, and it's absolutely lovely. And they finally published the patterns yesterday, and it looks so good in the magazine as well. They have always such good styling, and the models, I don't know, always, they all look so lovely and soft and zen, and like, I don't know, it's just, yeah. Anyway, I'm very happy with it, and I'm happy I can share, and I definitely need to knit one for myself. I've just been I knit the ones that I just showed you. I knit those in BC Garn, the Bio Balance, which is like a combination of wool and cotton. It's soft. I knit my Love Number sweater in it, and I've been wearing it loads. Yeah, and I will definitely have to knit something else in that yarn. I think it's a really good yarn for summer, or, well, not like the hot summer, but like normal Dutch summer, like 20 degrees. I think that's good, and they have like a big, like a good range of colors as well. So yeah, definitely would recommend using that. It's definitely one of my favorite go-to summer yarns. It doesn't pill, it keeps looking beautifully. I have washed and worn my Love Number sweater multiple times, because it's like in a light color, and it has like a high neck as well, and me and makeup and like clothing, it's not a good combination. So, but it's held up beautifully, and there's no pilling at all. So yeah, definitely recommend. But for a version of for myself, I want to use a more similar yarn to what Lily used in her sample, like a more silky, a more drapey kind of wool yarn. So I've been looking around, still haven't found what I'm looking for, but I will definitely knit one again. Yeah, so there's that. That is me and my shawl adventure of 2023. And then I have one other finished object, and then I have to show you 2 whips that I'm working on. So my last finished object is this. This is the Corin cardigan by Rebecca Claw, or the Creabea, as people might know her. Yeah, I absolutely love how it turned out. Although I did do a lot of modifications on this pattern, I have to be honest with you. Yeah. So one of the things that I had been seeing around on other finished objects of this pattern is that the sleeves, like, they're very, very well fitted, but also the armhole is pretty small. So it ends here and then the arm starts, meaning it really like goes up in your armpit. So I wanted to avoid that because I find nothing worse than that. I sweat pretty easily, it gets stuck, it hurts, I can't move properly. So yeah, so the pattern is knit bottom up, and then the bottom bands are added after you finish the whole body. So what I did is like, I added about, yeah, I think 3.5 centimeters, so 1.5 inch of extra room up here. So I made the armhole about like 1.5 inch deeper, and then I picked up more stitches for the arm, for the sleeves. So I knit a size 3 on, let me check, I think I used 4mm needles, if I'm correct. Let me check. Yes, I used 4mm needles. I think that's what the pattern asks for. I knit a size 3, which I do for most designers as well, for Rebecca Claw. But for the sleeves, I picked the amount of stitches for a size 5. The pattern also asks for a lot of decreases on the sleeves. It's very tempered, it's literally body tight, the sleeves. I will put it on for you. I do really love it. I've also been wearing it with the top that I'm wearing now to work. It's so cute. Anyway, so it's supposed to be tempered sleeves, but what I did no decreases. I started doing the decreases, but I did not like it. I hated how the decreases looked. I hated how fast they were going, so I ripped the whole sleeve out and started again. Yeah, so I did not do any increases. It's literally a straight fit, and I did use a smaller needle size. Oh, sorry, I lied to you. The stitch pattern is knit on 5 and the ribbing is knit on 4. So also for this ribbing, I did do 4mm, but they were going in, so I had to block the hell out of it. Yeah, so, well, I absolutely love it. I did not follow the pattern at all. Yeah. Oh, and the yarn, it is the Merino DK and the color Great Wall by Olivia and Oliver Fibers. Great Wall was also one of her colorways from her first advent calendar. So I think that was 2021. And I had this small mini skein that I was obsessed with, and then I ordered it on this base. It definitely came out more orange on this base than with a deep dark red undertone as it was on the sock, but yeah, I still love it, and I think it's been the best combination of things I've made in a while. And it's gotten loads of wear. It actually needs some detailing because I've been wearing it so much. Yeah, so another one that I'm very happy with. Buttons are once again from the Clear Marker. It's a little cute fabric store here in Groningen that opened last year. The other buttons on my Hopelessly Devoted cardigan are also from them. Yeah. So I think that's me finally being through all the finished objects I finished in the last 4 months. Yeah, and then what am I knitting on at the moment? It is 2 things. I started some other things and I still have some long time whips laying around. that I've been trying to get around to knitting on and finishing. But yeah, I think I need to have a frog party. I have some whips. I have like this beautiful oversized drop shoulder sweater by Marzena, and I love it. It's a full cable pattern on both sleeves and the body. But I already, like, I was a little bit afraid that, like, because it's pretty oversized, it's pretty long, and due to the cable pattern I cannot shorten it, because if I shorten it one cable pattern it's going to be a very cropped version. So I went with like the full length as it was supposed to be, and now it's a little bit too small on the hips, so that's always my problem. I have a very short body, my hips start very high, and I have very long legs, so if I go with a little bit longer sweater, it needs to be very oversized for it to fit over my hips. So yeah, I almost finished the body, and I've been looking at it, and I tried it on multiple times, and I think it's not going to be something I'm going to be wearing much. So I'm going to be frogging that. Also, there are some other long-term whips that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be wearing them. It's either the combination of the pattern and the yarn, or I don't like the yarn for the pattern, or I changed my mind about the pattern. Yeah, so I'm going to be having a frog party very soon on my long-term whips, because it's driving me absolutely crazy that I'm not working on it. So it just needs to be frogged and turned into different projects. Anyway, one of the things that I've been working on, this was I'm just going to slip those last few stitches to my other needle so I can show you. I decided to do some sort of small make along with my mum and with Naomi over December. I think the only one who finished it actually pretty much on time is my mum, but we knit a Stella cushion over December, and look at it, it's so good, it's so good. I am almost halfway with the back piece. Yeah, so the yarn that I'm using or used is the white one. This is Novita sock yarn, the Seven Brothers. It's a DK weight yarn. The pattern asks for DK weight or fingering held double, and while I use my minis double, I did not want to thread. I just wanted to have one ball and not like, yeah. Held double felt silly. So I bought this. It is pretty sturdy. I think it's not extremely soft. So it's really like sock yarn. They have loads of colors. They also have, I think, a worsted version of this. It's a pretty light DK, I'd say, but it works out on my pillowcase. I had to size down to get gauge, like, I think, let me check. I think it was knit originally. I think Laura, she knits it on, let me see, yeah, on 5mm, no, 4mm for the DK version and 5 for the worsted version. I've been knitting this on 3mm, so I had to decrease like loads to find it sturdy enough for it to not stretch too much and like kind of, yeah. But I'm very happy with it. Most of the colors that you're looking at, like these blue, purple, this is, and this blue, and the orange, and this one, and that one, and that one are all Olivia and Oliver fibers. This is Bali. This is, it's not California Gold as my socks, but it was another mini. They look pretty similar, but they are not. Yeah, this was some leftover from a baby thing that I made for my friend years ago. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah. And then the pink one is what I had left over from my sun up socks I knit earlier that year. So yeah, I'm finally making use of all those minis I got in my advent calendar. I still have like over 60 left or something, I think, that I have to make something with. Yeah. I literally just started on my second skein of this. So 2 of these is way enough, like way enough for one cushion. And it is pretty cheap. I think those are 6 or 7 euros a skein. So that's good. Yeah, I absolutely got obsessed knitting these. The squares are so nice and I love the way they're constructed. I love that you have to pick it up and they have all different kind of, ways of picking it up. I absolutely loved it. There are 5 million ends to weave in. Naomi was smart and she's like, no one's ever gonna see them. She just knocked them together and never weaved them in. I was stupid. I started and then I had to finish. So yeah, I did that. And one thing that I randomly found out watching Marlena's from Marlena's Knits podcast, she has this little project bag that has a very similar quilt star on it. And I think I kind of like secretly got inspired with her color choice because it ended up pretty similar, just a little bit brighter than the colors on hers. Yeah, but I cannot wait to finish. The original pattern asks for, I think, either a flap or you sew them together, meaning if you sew them together, you cannot like take the cushion out. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to find like a blind zipper and I'm going to be sewing them in. I have to see if I'm going to do it by hand or if I'm going to be getting my sewing machine out of storage to do so, probably by hand. Yeah, but like, yeah, the back piece is taking forever. It's like I cannot wait to start decreasing again because I just feel like I'm never getting to the middle and I'm a little bit like not wanting to anymore. So I've been doing 1 or 2 rows every day to just keep going and hoping to finally get to the middle and get motivated again. But besides that, knitting these stars was absolutely so much dopamine, definitely dopamine rush, definitely worth it. And she's working on a blanket version as well. And I cannot wait to make a blanket with this. Absolutely. I think that would be the best thing ever. Yeah, but also I still want to do the sweet shop blanket. So I think I'll just be knitting blankets till I die. Yeah, so that's one whip. And then another whip is a self-drafted design in this gorgeous red yarn. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I'm in my red era. Pink is gone and everything is red now. So yeah, I am making, it is a drop shoulder, yeah, I would say oversized, but it's not extremely oversized. I'm going for approximately 15 centimeters of ease. Yeah, they have short row shaping in the shoulders, and I'm going with like, or at least I'm trying. I swatched some lovely double folded sleeve options, but instead of folding them inside, I'm folding them outside. It's gonna get a little ridge. I frogged like 4 times already. The flat swatch turned out absolutely amazing, but in the round it's not working as I wanted to, so I might have to frog again and find a different solution to my picking up ridge, because you're picking up 3 times, and I think that's making it too bulky in the round, flipping my sleeve over. Yeah, the fun of designing. I'm not sure how Lily does it really. It gets me frustrated, but at least it is turning out as I want to. And yeah, I am knitting this in the Rosarius for the Bio Love, the kids collection. It's 100% organic cotton, and it's extremely soft. I think I've never used something as soft. It literally feels like butter, and it has, I mean, it's not the cheapest cotton, definitely not, and it are 50-gram balls, and they have 175 meters. Yeah, so what I'm thinking now is that I'm just going to be knitting the body, because the shape of it I absolutely love. Just the way the sleeves are going, I'm not happy with. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna get what I want without it failing. Yeah, I think that is everything. That is everything I knit and everything I'm working on at the moment. I also started my Harlow V-neck sweater by, I was gonna say it was Zara, but it's Skatery. In oh no, never mind. I started it in Manchalope by Wool Dreamers. I bought some plates at the Barcelona Knit Festival and got absolutely obsessed. I bought some for my mom actually, because she wanted to make cushions with it, and then I was walking around with a big bag, and then I decided I wanted more, and then it ended up already being sold out when I get back to the stand, so that was sad. But luckily my favorite yarn shop, Wolverhalle, started stocking the whole brand a few weeks back. So over Christmas break I went on a yarny trip. I went to Wolverhalle, me and Alice's favorite. Alice is also a knitting friend. I taught her how to knit, and she's obsessed now as well. I'm not sure if she's thankful or not by this point. Her boyfriend definitely is not, because her yarn stash is getting out of hand. But anyway, we went on a yarny trip, and so I got some. And I started on that sweater right away. I was holding a double. The Manchalope is like a 2-stranded unspun plate. It's not like Nutiden, which is a 1-stranded unspun. However, like for getting gauge on the Harlow V, I had to size down loads on my needle size. And when I was knitting the swatch, it felt very, very stiff. But like when I washed it, it felt good, but I was knitting it and it was not very enjoyable to knit with. So I completely frogged that last week. And I'm going to be starting over on a bigger needle size, and I have decided I'm just going to be knitting size 1 and going to go back up to a 4.5 needle size. Maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to go back, because I went down to a 3.5 on a double-stranded. And for people who have knit with it, that is very stiff. It just was not enjoyable on my hands or my arms or knitting, and I was just afraid that I was going to be breaking my needles because it felt so stiff. So we're going to be improvising. I'm going to go down to a size 1 and just going to knit it on a 4.5 mil and hopefully it turns out okay. But yeah, we're already in February. Most of the snow has been here. We're going to the beginning of spring. So it's not, I'm afraid if I start knitting it now, it will only be finished in like April, and I'm not going to get anywhere out of it. So I might just focus on starting summer knits already. Yeah, I think I might actually do that. Hence why I started on this red thing. Yeah, well, I think that was it for today. It was lovely chatting with you again. It had been way too long, and I'm happy to be back, because if you don't do something for too long, you just keep postponing. At some point you're like, what's the point of starting again? But I'm happy I did. So thank you for watching again, and hopefully it won't be another 4 months until we see each other again. Thank you once again, and bye bye.